Talks are ongoing between Manchester United and Benjamin Sesko for a possible deal, as Newcastle United are also even more advanced in speaking with the player. Where exactly will Sesko go? But United now are reportedly being linked with a midfielder should they fail to get the striker they have been hoping for, at least by now. Carlos Baleba is a name back in conversations. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe. Here is a quick update concerning Man United and what's going on. Reminder, guys, you've got about is it 2 days, 3 days for you to be able to learn how to earn for the current fee. So you better come and learn how the internet pays now, like yesterday. Make me busy for the remainder of this month. I don't care. Blow me up. It's okay. But you need to understand how people harvest money from the internet. Just come and learn. If you don't know how it works, just come and learn how it works, please, because it's so important for each and every one of us to be able to harvest money from this place where we be at every day, every time, and every minute. Now, let's get into it. Subscribe, like, and share, and of course, smash that like button, and let's grow this channel together. Now, what's happening? So, Florian Plettenberg comes out today and says that Manchester United, just like Newcastle, are in talks with Benjamin Sesko's camp for a possible deal. Both camps have been given an opportunity to speak to the player, present their projects to him, and let the player decide. So as it is now, as I record this video, according to what we get from Germany, it seems it's now in the player's hands now. The ball is in the player's court to decide where he wants to go. Does he buy into the Newcastle project, or would he rather the United project? But Newcastle are ahead in terms of talks with the player side. They are slightly ahead of Man United, but United as well have presented their project. So as it looks, it seems United might be serious on Benjamin Sesko. But there's no guarantee. He could still go to Newcastle, especially because of the finances. Does Manchester United have enough money to be able to convince RB Leipzig to let go of him and join them? Do they have the money? Because this boy is valued at about 79 to 80 million euros. Does Man United have that money? Probably they do have it. We don't know yet. But that's what's happening. Remember, Anthony is being linked with several moves. One to Saudi Arabia, who are willing to pay about 50 million. There are clubs in Europe apparently who are interested. We've not seen them bids coming. But at least they feel there should be a way they can raise some bit of cash that can finance the move for a striker. But if that fails, because that deal, like I said, is in its, earlier stages, that it's just the player side talks before the green light goes on to for United to, or for whichever club, if it's Newcastle, to proceed and talk to RB Leipzig and try to finalize a deal, agree on a fee. But if United fail to find a striker now, because all the options they have been looking at, you can see United are all over. They started with Dilap, chose Chelsea, Chitike chose Liverpool. They didn't probably have the money. Oli Watkins not for sale. All these players now, United are just falling off whichever option they have, and they're just sent to the next option, the next available player. I feel for me that it's not right for Man United. It's not even necessary for Man United to look that desperate in this summer for a striker. They'll end up signing a player who probably is not exactly what they wanted. I feel, though, for me, United has got enough goal scorers to start the season with. They just do not have enough midfielders to give this team the firm grip that you need as a team for you to hold on to to sustain yourself for a full game. You need a solid, dependable midfield. Now, Ugarte and Kobe showed us a bit of that, but there are no guarantees that they will give us that again. It probably could have been a one-off, and I don't want it to be so, but you cannot be sure with this midfield United has. Remember, that's not even Amorim's planned midfield, Ugarte and Kobe. Amorim's planned midfield has got to include Bruno somewhere as one of the two. Now, meaning he needs to have the right player, because Kobe and Ugarte complemented each other so well. But if Bruno is there, we are not sure it's going to stay the same. That Bruno will be complemented or will complement whichever other player, either Kobe or Ugarte, who he's partnered with, or even Casemiro. We've not liked seeing Kobe and Bruno and Casemiro playing together. We've not enjoyed Bruno and Ugarte. There is something that lacks in that middle. So you certainly need a dependable central midfielder. I would call him a number 6. You need a dependable partner to be a part of that pivot. You need a linchpin, a pillar. There is no pillar in that midfield of Man United. Bruno is not really a pillar because Bruno is all over the place. You need a pillar in that midfield. That pillar, according to Rio Ferdinand, according to many people, have always been mentioning Carlos Baleba. Why? He's young, he's 21, he's very physical, technical, he's got a Premier League experience, joined from Lille in 2023. He has been a mainstay there since 2023. He's energetic, he gives you enough going forward, he's a good passer of the ball, he gives you enough defensively, he's left-footed, meaning his inclination naturally is different. So there's a lot of good about him that you feel he would be a worthy gamble. The only issue though for me with him is the potential price tag, because we know Brighton and we also know that these players, midfielders like him, will cost an arm and a leg. You remember how much Chelsea paid Brighton for Caicedo. Now, I'm not saying this boy is anywhere at the level of Caicedo at the time, but I mean, still the same club and the same player, same position. Certainly, trust me, Brighton will want an arm and a leg. In fact, reports say they would value him at around 100 million pounds or euros. We are talking a player who has got, in fact, 100 million pounds is what they are reportedly valuing him. We are talking a player who has got a contract until 2028 and he's 21 playing for Brighton. Certainly, they will ask for insane money if for any team trying to sign him, from any team trying to sign him, because they're not even probably looking to sell him. They can still use him for another 1-2 seasons and will be still able to sell him for a good fee. So it's where we are now in terms of our situation with the transfers. And I feel, I've said it consistently here before, that for me, in my books, before a striker, United needs a midfielder. Even before a goalkeeper, at least maybe now that Onana is also injured. But before Onana got injured, the first priority for me after getting the Mbumos and Cunhas was always going to be a midfielder. But it seemed United were so invested in sorting the attack and perhaps trying to manage with what they have in the middle. But I do feel, for me, however good your attack is, if you don't have a good linchpin in the middle, if you don't have the good fulcrum, because the attack revolves around the fulcrum. It spins around the fulcrum. If you don't have the right fulcrum, I think it's going to be so difficult for you to compete and be consistent. You saw how United played well against West Ham because Ugarte, the midfield was good. Ugarte and Kobe were good. In fact, I'm even here worried and thinking, Amorim confirmed that Brand Bimo's debut is going to be against Everton. It should be the 4th of August, the last game in the Premier League Summer Series. But I've been thinking, who will he pull out to bring in Mbumo? And Mbumo must play, that's a given. But who is going to? He will be one of the 2 10s. Mbumo will be next to Cunha, that's a given probably. But who is going to make way? Because we saw how Ugarte and Kobe looked good in the middle. They were better players than Bruno. With the exception of the goals he scored, I thought Ugarte and Kobe played better than him, honestly. He was underwhelming, but he scored the goals anyway. That's Bruno. That's what he gives you. So what is Amorim going to do when Mbumo comes in? Is he going to push Mbumo and Cunha to be the two strikers and have Bruno play behind them? Then drop Hojlund? That would be bad for Hojlund. He looked sharp. Everyone was impressed with how he played. We are hoping he does the same with Bournemouth. So you want him to keep playing there, and you give him that chance to pick up his confidence and get in the rhythm. But there is that option. He can also choose to play Bruno as a false 9, because Bruno has got to be on the pitch anyway. He has got to play Bruno. He could probably play Bruno as the 9, because he played false 9 before. Because Bruno is United's best finisher probably. So put Bruno there in place of Hojlund. Again, bad for Hojlund, but what to do? You can only have 11 players on the pitch. A marquee signing is here, has landed. Someone has got to make way. So Cunha and Mbumo behind Bruno. That's an option. Then maintain Ugarte and Kobe, because they looked good, so good together. They complemented each other. Or drop one of Ugarte or Kobe. Most probably Kobe would be the easy one to pull out and play Bruno as the 8, where Amorim says he enjoys to see him more on the ball. Play him there next to Ugarte, meaning you're going to maintain Hojlund up top, Mbumo and Cunha playing behind him. Is that good for Kobe? Do you want the Kobe you saw play nearly his best game? I think second best after the Arsenal game, probably even better than the Arsenal game in preseason. Do you want to put that Kobe on the bench? Or do you want to keep him there and keep him in the rhythm? I feel that's, again, something for him to decide. The other person to bench could be Ugarte. But Ugarte looked good. Ugarte looked good. So what then do you do? I also don't like Bruno with Kobe or Bruno with Ugarte. It never looks good at all for me. With Bruno with Casemiro in the pivot, it just doesn't look good for me. It doesn't do it for me. So it's a sort of a confusion, by the way. And I love it. I love the selection headache. I just want to see how Amorim has got now the character, the personality to say that, you know what, the best players now are so and so. Bruno, bench. Because these Kobe's and Ugarte, if they team up to make a powerful pivot together and complement each other like that, who cares if Bruno is the captain? If these guys are performing together better than one of them with Bruno, then you take the better pair, and Captain Bruno could be put on the bench. Cunha and Mbeumo start in 10, and you maintain your 9. So it's a confusion. Of course, that's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. Bruno is not going to sit on the bench, but he's important. He scores the goals. He gives you the cutting edge, and that's important. Football is about goals. But the whole idea is, I feel now that we are beginning to see some sort of a selection headache, which has not been there at Man United. The headache was because all players were bad. Now you want a headache where all players are nearly at the same level, nearly good, and you don't know who to put there and who not to. That's the best headache for any manager to have. And I feel we could get there in a short time. So the depth might be realized, but Carlos Baleba or whichever good midfielder, I've told you the positives about Baleba. I still think Man United need a solid midfielder, a solid linchpin, the firm foundation to build everyone else around that that energetic, pacey midfielder. Ferdinand mentioned Baleba. That name has been in the books for long. I've mentioned it now again. Watch out for it. Before we even get into the goalkeeper and what, we know the options we have for goalkeepers. I'm sure we'll get one of those. Perhaps even Donnarumma is now added to the options. But thing is, this midfield question is still, for me, giving me a bit of headache. I'm not exactly convinced that Manchester United has got the right midfield to sustain us, even if we've got all these good players up top. We need the right people in the middle. You can't do nothing without a powerful midfield. Just like you cannot do nothing in this day and age without using the internet, and you think you're doing it right. Everything, prayers, people are praying online, people are studying online, people, everything is online. How about earning? Imagine, think about it. How about when it comes to earning? If everything else is being driven by the internet, how about earning? Do you think about that? That's why I keep telling you, come and learn how the internet pays. Your life will not stay the same. I can guarantee you that you will learn from wherever you are for just 1 hour. Peace, love, and harmony. Cheers. My name is Webb. Let me know what you think. I'm for the midfielder first. The striker, we've got enough people to score goals in that team, but we don't have enough people to make us solid in the middle.